I'm car camping in Alabama with my best girl, Lady. When we arrived to the site, the warden was surprised that we were from Florida, which I think means we found a low-key hidden gem. I want to give you guys a glimpse into the treasures we found here and how we do car life. Come with us. Coleman Lake Recreation Area is in Talladega National Forest, Alabama, which I found on a whim by looking on Google Maps. Car living in Florida in the heat wave was no easy task, and I'll admit, we booked 2 motels along the way because car sleeping with a dog when it's about 80 to 90 degrees outside and at night is a challenge, even with 4 fans, unless you can safely run an AC, which I can't. Look who's happy for the hotel room. What I'm trying to say is that 70-degree nights in Alabama are awesome, and for us, it's even chilly in the morning. This Puerto Rican princess does not want to leave the car, so usually we get in some cuddles before I leave her to get ready for the day. When it comes to car camping, this is a luxury addition because you've got a bathroom and a hot shower right by the site. That means no digging holes, but I still brought toilet paper in the car while out driving to different nature trails. I'm getting ahead of myself though, because first I want to show you guys this setup. We're at an RV-style camping site, and we've got some nature, a fire pit, and those poles for me are towel hangers. Later we moved to a different spot because I liked that there were 2 exit points for my car instead of 1. For more safety, I've got alarms and a flashlight that's also a stun gun, and both are right next to my head while I'm sleeping. Okay, let's get to the reason we came. There are miles of amazing nature trails here. On the north side, we found more grassy, dry vegetation that reminded me of Florida nature. So we turned around and spent way more time hiking on the south side around the lake, which was more dense with trees. Lady does really well in forests. She has lots of respect for it and is curious and timid. I'm lucky that she stays around me pretty much at all times.
Good girl. Let's go.
Here we are exploring Little Creek, and you can see how excited she is and how timid she is. Look at what else we found. Mushrooms, more mushrooms, flowers. And these 2 reminded me way too much of The Last of Us and had me looking over my shoulder for clickers. Thankfully, we didn't find one of these guys live, but we did find one of these. If you guys know what kind he is, let me know in the comments below. Oh, on a side note, I've never run into so many spider webs in my life. And here's my theory. I think this is due to the fact that I only saw one other hiker while on these trails for about 4 days. So you don't have huge crowds walking around clearing the cobwebs for you, which is actually kind of nice. When we got back to base camp, I read this sign and realized we're in bear country, so we tried to make a lot of noise periodically while on the trails. Also, don't forget to pay. While back at base camp, we did a lot of hanging out. I did some reading, meditating, and inner child work. And I like to set up a nice outdoor area with a cooling mat for Lady, which she usually declines because she prefers the car. Had some water fall over and spill in the car. Don't forget paper towels or sardines. On day 3, I needed reception as I had a phone screening interview for a job and drove about 30 minutes until I found a drop of reception. The one bar I had, though, wasn't enough to make the call, so it clearly wasn't meant to be. But we ended up in a small town called Fruithurst, Alabama. Population 236. I thought this sign was cute and wanted to explore, so in the evening we went back for dinner and met these 2 locals who grew up in the town. They told us that Coleman Lake was named after the miners in the area, as the county had many active mines. They later told us where to get gas, and it had this surprising sound effect. My imagination went wild driving back in the dead of night with no streetlights or people around, because you know this is the kind of place aliens would land. Alright guys, we made it. Thanks for watching, and let me know if you have any questions or thoughts, and stay tuned for my upcoming video to find out where we end up next.